I would now like to call on Folasade Oduja.
One of the threads that has run through what a lot of people have said, and when I also look at the video that you kindly shared of Julian Gillard and Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, you know, the role of the family in helping to shape us in our journey. And I like what Sema also said about raising our daughters to be fearless, because pretty much that has been my experience. Because anybody who knows me, I remember once in a former workplace, somebody said, "Oh, Folashade's courage is not one that you lack." And when I listen to Priscilla now, when she talks about our family, our foundation, because that's where we draw strength from. And when we look at what happened in COVID, for some people, it's been a curse and it's been a blessing. But then the strength that we draw from our several experiences and families. And unfortunately, I mean, you've asked us to talk about sustaining on the progress that we've made. But the sad reality is that COVID has actually put a damper on a lot of that progress. Because when we look at the statistics that said that we have 250 years to bridge the gender parity gap, you know, and now when we look at COVID and how it's negatively affected women, for example, in the UK, we have more women who have been followed than men. We have more women in the frontline roles and the support roles. And of course, when you also talk about redundancies as well, the figures don't show a different picture. And what I see that this calls for is that paradigm shift in us trying to, in whatever interventions, post-COVID interventions, we can't, we have to double our efforts and in trying to redress the gap, you know, the widening gap, because, you know, what COVID has done is widen that gap. Rather, you know, it was 250 before, only God knows how much it will be. But then thankfully, with innovative thinking and collective collaborative efforts, because there's a McKinsey report that talks about some of the things that could be done in order to redress some of these gaps and help us build a gender equal post-COVID world. And it talks about that if there's some action that we can take so that by the year 2030, you know, I mean, when we increase the contribution of women to the economy and give them the rightful places in society, we would actually, it would translate into a global GDP of about 13 trillion. Whereas if we do nothing, you know, it paints a very, very bleak picture. But yes, that is at the macro level. But then I want us to drill it down to what we can do at our own local level, you know, because yeah, those are big, wide targets at the top there. But individually, what can we do? Em talked about how she could, you know, she's going to target women-owned businesses, you know, and include them in her supply chain. At our own local level, how do we raise our children? You know, what do we inculcate in our children so that they can call out behaviors that don't augur well to bring out the best in women, and in our own spheres of influence, you know, let's call out things that are not right. I remember I once worked in a not organized, it was a big government organization. And I said, it's all well for you to say you have, you know, Black representation, but they're at the low level. So let us be fearless in speaking up against that which is not right. Let us be fearless. Let us call out, you know, things when they are not right. One of the things that Dr. Okonja said in that video again was how they had said, oh, 66-year-old grandmother taking up, global organization. Thankfully, she didn't have to defend herself. It was other people that defended her. And so let us, in order for us to build on the successes, and obviously some holes have been poked in the successes that we have gained. So we need to double our efforts and look for innovative ways in bridging this gap. So let us contribute in the little ways that we can. And some of the, looking at literature, some of the, some little intervention in terms of taking advantage. Let us take advantage of opportunities. So when they create jobs and they say, oh, women encouraged to apply, don't look down on yourself. If you know women who are, encourage them, who can rather encourage them to apply, mentor them, help them build skills, so that they go to that interview and they can win. Let us build a supportive ecosystem, that will enable us to really attain to those positions, not at low level, but at the highest level, and then that's where we really, really build on the successes that we have gained and really try and mitigate some of the challenges that the COVID has imposed on women, and we could well reduce that 250-year gap, and if we all join together in this journey. And that's all I have to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.